Hi, and welcome to another edition of the Sustainable Scoop. The United States is an affluent country. A lot of people look to us and think we have it all. You'd be surprised to know that many Americans still go to sleep hungry in this country. One individual who's doing her part in trying to make people eat healthier and lead happier lives is Pamela Hess. She's the Executive Director for the Center of Sustainable Food and Agriculture. Welcome.
That's right. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
That's a long name.
It is, and you even missed a word.
You do a lot there.
Yeah, Arcadia.
What we wanted to, oh, that's right, I left out Arcadia, which is the key word, of course, if they're going to search for you. Tell us a little bit about what Arcadia does.
Arcadia is a food-focused nonprofit. We work in 3 areas. We work in sustainable agriculture, so we're growing food and we're growing farmers. We build demand for that food by teaching little kids about it and introducing them to the miracle of agriculture on our farm. And then we make the food affordable and convenient and really desirable in neighborhoods that otherwise don't have access to it. They don't have a grocery store, they don't have a farmer's market. Most of the people don't have a lot of money, and we do that with mobile markets. So it's this complete circle that sort of feeds itself. We're growing food, growing demand, satisfying that demand, and then going back to the farm and growing more food.
And one of the critical things that you have is you have a lot of land to grow food on.
We do.
Where is that located?
We have brought an historic farm back to life. Actually, George Washington used to farm on this land. It's at Woodlawn Pope Leahy, which is a historic property not too far from Mount Vernon, and we used to be part of Mount Vernon. George gave the farm to his granddaughter as a gift about, I don't know, 200 years ago, and we have brought back the tradition of farming on the property.
And this is the type of farming that you do there?
It's sustainable agriculture, so it's not certified organic, but we use all organic practices. If we have to apply some sort of organic chemical, it's always from the organic list. But typically, we issue that we are growing food the old-fashioned way. We are building soil fertility. We are growing plants that are naturally resistant to pests. We grow them in a way that makes them really healthy, so that they're drought tolerant. So it's as much a practice as what you put on, and that's sort of the definition of sustainable ag.
And there's real philanthropy here too, because you are reaching out to several different communities. I want to hit all 3 of them. The first that I find really fascinating is you're growing farmers from former veterans.
Yeah.
Tell me about that.
So the United States needs 700,000 new farmers over the next 20 years, or we're not going to be eating very much. That's because farmers are aging out of the profession. The military produces 200,000 veterans every year, so we thought, let's put these things together, because vets are about as tough as you need to be a farmer.
Right.
And we have found that there's a ton of vets that are just looking for this. They want to do something that is meaningful, that continues their public service, and that really exploits their ability to withstand difficult conditions and figure out nettlesome issues, which is all that farming is. Every day is different.
You know what? It's nice not to have to picture your life behind a desk, but out there making a difference is what veterans want to do.
Right. What they'll tell you now is that they are outdoor cats and they want to be outdoors.
And speaking of cats running around, let's think about children.
Okay.
And you said something about educating people to really appreciate food, but you really have to be raised in an environment where you understand where food comes from, and how can you appreciate the environment if you don't explore it?
I was lucky enough as a kid to have a mom who was really focused on our backyard garden, who would take me apple picking and berry picking, and we would only eat tomatoes in season, and you grow up with an appreciation for food that way. There's a lot of people that simply don't have access to that and don't have that skill set. So what we do is bring kids to the farm, introduce them to the tenets of sustainable agriculture. We get their hands dirty, they get the miracle of picking food as it's ripe and then making it and eating it. And children will eat raw turnips covered in dirt if they pick them out of the ground themselves. It's just a fact. So we want to expose kids to the same miracle that I was exposed to as a child, and I think it sets them up for a lifetime of really quality eating.
Well, and not all people have the opportunity to go to a grocery store or have a farmer's market near their home. So tell me about this wonderful mobile program that you're offering.
We have 2 mobile markets. They are rolling farm stands that supply a complete diet. The food tends to be a little less expensive than other farmers markets, and we accept and we double food stamps. So SNAP, WIC, and Senior Farmers Market nutrition vouchers. We also take cash. And we go to places where other farmers markets don't go because they can't make enough money. A farmer in this region needs to make about $1,000 per outing in order to make it worth their while to serve at a farmer's market. If we make $1,000 per outing, it's a pretty big day for us.
So, in addition to all of these three programs, I mean, you're trying to grow, you're trying to build the opportunities in the community. So, where does your money come from? How do you get funded?
We have a lot of philanthropic partners. One of the main ones for the mobile market, particularly, is the Bainham Family Foundation. They're very interested in public health, particularly in Washington, D.C.'s Ward 7 and 8, which are the poorest wards. We have partnerships with lots of funders for our veterans program, particularly Boeing and the Grace Communications Foundation and Northrop Grumman.
I'm guessing you want more funding, so
Yes.
tell me, how do people get in touch with you?
Go to www.arcadiafood.org/donate.
Okay, arcadiafood.org.
.org.
Okay, excellent. And I just want to shout out to Pamela's mom. Great job. She's a lovely girl. I'm glad you fed and raised her right. I want to thank all of you for watching this edition of The Sustainable Scoop. I'm all done for now. I'll see you in a couple weeks. Back to the news desk.